Good afternoon. I'm David Talbot, Managing Director and Head of Research here at Red Cloud Securities. We are pleased to host Magna Gold Corporation for you today. Arturo Bonillas, the President and CEO, will be speaking for you. Magna is operating its San Francisco gold mine in Sonora, Mexico, and advancing several exploration stage projects. So Arturo, you have 10 minutes to give your talk, and then we'll have a 5-minute Q&A at the end of the session. Attendees, please feel free to ask any questions using the Q&A link. Thank you.
Thank you very much and good morning. And thank you, David and Red Cloud, for inviting me to present our company. Magna Gold is the newest gold producer in Mexico. And we say we're creating the next mid-tier producer in the country. We're on our way there. This one here is a photograph of the San Francisco pit in Sonora, Mexico. Excuse me, I'm having difficulties moving here. Okay, we're back. So this is a graph of the cash price behavior. As you can see, we've been 10 times over the last 2 years, which is the company was created about 2 years ago. We're a group of Mexican operators, explorers, and developers, but the company is a Canadian company. We trade on the TSX Venture Exchange and their symbol MGR. What's our strategy and our goals? Since day one, we created this company to become an intermediate gold producer. By 2023, our mission is to become a multi-mine precious metals producer and to develop substantial gold and silver mineral resources on our properties. I specifically mentioned that we shall be producing 200,000 ounces of gold by the year, and we shall have more than 5 million ounces of mineral reserves in the ground also by that same year. I can tell you we're already a third of the way there. This is our management team and board of directors. Mostly the management team are mostly located in Mexico, and the board of directors is quite an interesting mix of Mexican and Canadian people. The capital structure of the company, we have 89.46 million shares outstanding, basic outstanding, fully diluted 94.96 million. The structure, we have management and board with 8%, strategic partners as Argonaut Gold with 12%, Peal de Mexico, who is our mining contractor with 16% of the company, and the major shareholders, seed shareholders who've been with us since day one, which include Eric Sprott, US Global, Delbert Capital, Metals Capital, and Adrian Day. Retail is 19%. But we currently have a market cap of about $70 million. It's been fluctuating lately. We have an interesting package of properties. First of all, we have in the middle, you can see the San Francisco gold mine. That's our producing asset. We bought it a year ago, and we put it back in production. We started production full scale in June of this year, after a year of ramping up. And we are producing at a rate of 70,000 to 80,000 ounces a year already. We also have other gold projects, San Judas and the Mercedes gold project in the Sierra Madre. And we've also accumulated a silver portfolio, including the Margarita Silver Project in Chihuahua, Mexico, which I'll go deeper into it. This is the plan view of the operations at the San Francisco mine. As you can see, we are next to a 4-lane highway. We are 1.5 hour drive from the border with the US. And we are also 1.5 hour drive from my home, where I live and operate, next to a town, Estación Llano. And so we have sufficient ground to grow, to expand the pits and expand the leach facilities. When we bought the mine, the San Francisco mine, we commissioned a 43-101 report to see, to be able to assess what we had acquired. So what we acquired were based on the mineral resources calculated at $1,500 gold, we acquired 1.43 million ounces of gold at 0.446 grams per ton of gold. and a mineral reserve, which is our mine plan, which is calculated at 1350 gold, currently with about 750,000 ounces of 0.5 grams per ton, a strip ratio of 2.5. This is important because I will show you how the strip ratio has evolved. We bought the mine when it was about to shut down. We found the mine with various very serious operating problems, metallurgical problems, and also legal problems. We have resolved all of them, and we are back into what it was before. The current mine plan, which we are improving in the short term, but this is what's published on the 43-101. It's 8-year mine lives, annual average production of 16,000 ounces, total gold production of 527,000 ounces, average cash cost of 1160 gold, which are very, very close, actually lower than that, and all-in sustaining cost of $1,204. NPV at $1,800 gold, about $186 million US. This is various pictures of the different areas of the mine. When we were ramping up, the San Francisco open pit, top left, the La Chicharra open pit to the right. And then we opened up an underground mine on the south wall of the San Francisco pit, which provided us with a very helpful ore while we were in the ramp-up period. And then you have, you can see the crushing and processing facilities with a rated capacity of 22,000 tons per day. We are about 22,000 tons per day now. We built that facility as Stevens Gold in the year 2010. So we know the equipment very well. Now, what we've done here with San Francisco mine, you can see before June of this year, the strip ratio was about 7 and 8 to 1. That has lowered to 2.6. And the production of gold, we are doing about 7,000 ounces right now, which is again back to full-scale production. Areas to grow, you can see the cross-section looking towards the west, the extension, mineralized extensions of the pit in those 3 shaded areas. And then looking north, we have a cross-section of the pit, which you can see that we also have very important and potential areas that we've drilled already towards the right, which is the east, and the La Chicharra pit, which needs more drilling. I'm not going into geology, there's no time, but we are in the middle of what's called the Mojave Sonora Mega Shear, which is home to very large operations, like Herradura from Peñoles. We also have other mines in the area, Alamos Gold. We have various smaller operations. 20 million ounces have been found in the Mojave Sonora Mega Shear. Before I go into our Margarita silver project, we do have silver. I'd like to tell you that the San Francisco mine produced 19,100 ounces of gold in the third quarter of this year. We announced that we are back in full-scale production in June. The previous quarter, we produced 11,700 ounces. So it was a jump of 63% in production. We are back to the normal good production days of the old San Francisco mine when we were there, around 20,000 ounces per quarter. So we're very happy about it. I'd also like to say that the cash costs that we incurred in Q3, those 19,000 ounces were $1,134 per cash cost per ounce, which is again a little lower than our guidance. And all-in costs will be a little higher. These are preliminary numbers, but they will be very close to these numbers. So the mine is generating now as operations, just do the math, 19,000. We averaged 1,750 gold. So we generated about $12 million US, approximately, operations of the mine. And that's the way we shall remain, or even higher, at higher prices during the rest of the life of the mine. As I said, we also have a silver project. The Margarita Silver Project is located in Chihuahua, surrounded by Los Gatos Silver Mine from Los Gatos Mining Corporation. We acquired this last year. It's a high-grade underground situation. You can see the grades are pretty high. The averages that I calculated myself over widths of 17.3 meters. The average gold equivalent was 221 grams. But if you go at a smaller core, a smaller width, we have 3.10 meters of almost half a kilogram of silver equivalent. This property, we are going to produce and present a PEA by PDAC of next year. Our geologists have mobilized. We're already drilling. We also are doing some metallurgy, and we are moving fast to do a PEA so that we can bring back good NPV and evaluation to the company. These are the phases of drilling at the Margarita Silver property. And then we have Mercedes, that's in the Sierra Madre. We also have a small resource there of 31,000 ounces of gold, 740,000 ounces of silver, but that will be fundamentally a base metal deposit. We found very, very interesting areas while walking through the areas. We not only drilled the area, but we've also found very high grades in base metals, including gold, silver, copper, and lead. You can see some of the massive sulfides that we have encountered. So this is another of the very interesting value creators for the company, but not now. So the catalyst, we prioritize what we do. We have lots of areas to produce value, to create value, but we're focusing on number one, the San Francisco Gold Mine, to increase its mineable reserves, its mine life, hence its NPV. Number two, the Margarita Silver Project, which is high grade. It will be an RPA, shall be a high grade underground mine with very profitable ounces. And number three, our Mercedes project in the Sierra Madre. Mercedes was our qualifying transaction, which actually ended up being quite good. So that is in a nutshell who we are, what we do. The company, again, is a company that has a lot of experience in Mexico. We call ourselves the startup with experience at the beginning. Now we are the latest, the 70, 80,000 ounce gold producer that very few people know. So thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Arturo. We've got just over a minute and a half or so to answer some questions here. When do you expect your 30,000 meters of reserve expansion drilling to turn up in a new reserve statement?
We expect to formalize that by the end of Q1 of next year, and formalize it Q2. And we prioritize our other areas while we were on our ramp-up period.
Okay, and as you optimize your mine plan, do you have expectations to expand production in the near term? You're at 70 to 80,000 ounces a year now.
Of course, that's the target. That's the purpose. We want to become a 100,000 ounce producer over at least 10 years, and we're working towards that end.
Okay, and then does the Mercedes project or even the high-grade silver project, Margarita, have any direct synergies with San Francisco, or are these additional projects elsewhere?
Well, those are additional projects. We think that we can create another district in Mercedes, and also Margarita, though it's unique, it's high grade, and that could be maybe in my dreams Magna Silver. We'll see how we structure that. But what's important is that we are working towards develop a PEA, And by that, I mean that we always think about going into production and doing more drilling. And that has been only very partially drilled.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. With that, we'll end the session. So Arturo, thank you everybody for joining us.